stem cell therapy, climate change and energy crisis.
A pleasant day to everyone. I am Kate Ladera and I am going to tackle about the history and the meaning of stem cell therapy. Now let us dive in to its historical background. Stem cell therapy was coined by Theodore Boveri and Valentin Hacker during the late 19th century. The first ever therapy that happened using stem cell was a bone marrow transplant in the year 1956. 2 years later, in 1958, scientists discovered a protein present on the surface of almost all cells that lets the body know if the cell is one of its own or a foreign cell. Now that we are done discovering the background, we will now move on to what stem cell therapy is. What is stem cell therapy? Stem cell therapy is a medical treatment that uses stem cells to repair, replace, or regenerate damaged, diseased, or dysfunctional tissues in the body. Stem cell therapy, also known as regenerative medicine, promotes the repair response of diseased, dysfunctional, or injured tissues using stem cells or their derivatives. It is the next chapter in organ transplantation and uses cells instead of donor organs, which are limited in supply.
Now let's move on to the types of stem cells. First is we have here adult stem cells. It produces a limited number of cell types to replace worn out tissues. And the second one is we have here embryonic stem cells. It is derived from embryos. They are pluripotent, meaning they can become any cell type in the body. And the last one is the induced pluripotent stem cells. Regular cells, skin, nerve, etc. that are modified in a lab to act like pluripotent embryonic stem cells. How is it done? Stem cells are first harvested from the patient, a donor or cord blood. The prepared cells are then returned to the patient via IV infusion, direct injection, or surgical implantation. The conditions being treated in this therapy is that it shows promise from treating tissue and organ damage, including osteoarthritis, cartilage damage, chronic pain, leukemia, and other cancers, and certain heart and neurodegenerative diseases.
Hello everyone, I am Alcoy and this time we're going to tackle about climate change. But first, what is climate change? Climate change refers to statistically significant changes in climate for a continuous period of time. What drives climate change? It could be natural factors and human factors. Natural factors, natural processes within the earth, and external forces like solar variations. Human factors could be changes in land use, anthropogenic or human-caused changes in the atmosphere composition. Why does climate change matter? Rising temperatures can lead to more extreme events like hurricanes, droughts, and even floods. Changes in climate disrupt agriculture and food supplies. Sea levels are rising, threatening coastal communities. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or the IPCC, it is a United Nations body that evaluates climate change science, and it releases its report on global climate change. The report's important conclusions are the following. World's climate has changed significantly over the past years. The significant change has human influence. This means human activities are the primary cause of these changes. And if current trends continue, global temperature could rise by 1 to 3.5 degrees Celsius by 2100s. Now we are going to tackle the natural causes. We have here volcanic eruptions, orbital changes, and carbon dioxide theory. Volcanic eruptions. Volcanic eruption is one of the natural causes of climate change. When volcanoes erupts, it releases aerosols like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, salt crystal, volcanic ashes or dust. and even microorganisms like bacteria and viruses. These aerosols block sunlight and can cause temporary cooling effect that could last 1 to 2 years. Orbital changes. Earth orbits can also cause climate change. This was proposed by Milankovitch theory. It says that Earth's movement around the sun changes over time. There are three main things that changes in cycles: eccentricity, obliquity, and position. Eccentricity refers to the shape of Earth's orbits around the Sun. It varies from being nearly circular to slightly elliptical. This variation affects the amount of solar radiation the Earth receives at different times, leading to climate changes. Obliquity is the tilt of Earth's axis of rotation related to its orbital plane around the Sun. A larger tilt causes more extreme seasons with hotter summers and colder winters. Precession is the wobble of Earth's axis of rotation similar to a spinning top. This wobble changes the direction in which the Earth axis points, affecting the timing of seasons. In summary, the Milankovitch theory suggests that these three cyclical variations together influence the amount and distribution of solar energy on Earth, leading to long-term climate changes such as glacial and interglacial periods. Carbon dioxide theory. Carbon dioxide source added by burning coal, oil, and fossil fuels. Transparent to sunlight, allows sunlight to pass through, traps infrared radiation, absorbs and returns infrared radiation, warming the air. Temperature increase raises the Earth temperature by 2 to 3 Celsius. Carbon dioxide is added when power and heat are produced by burning coal, oil, and other fossil fuel. Carbon dioxide is transparent to sunlight but not invisible to infrared radiation leaving the ground. Carbon dioxide traps infrared radiation, it absorbs and returns infrared radiation, warming the air that it would be if the carbon dioxide raises the temperature from 2 Celsius to 3 Celsius.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Margaret D. Castino, and I am going to tackle the different human activities that drives climate change. First is we have the primary cause, which is the burning of fossil fuels, which leads to an increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide. And the next one is the greenhouse gases. These gases alter solar radiation and outgoing thermal radiation, trapping heat in the atmosphere. The next one is human activities have been causing global warming since around 1750, and one of these is the burning of fossil fuels, the cutting down of trees, and continually throwing garbage everywhere. So let's define what are greenhouse gases. These are atmospheric gases that trap heat radiating from Earth's surface, acting like a blanket to keep the planet warm, but excess amount from human activity lead to global warming. Now let's move on to the different greenhouse gases. One is the carbon dioxide. It released mainly from burning fossil fuels and industrial processes. Plants help absorb it. And the next one is we have right here the methane. It was being produced during oil or gas production from a livestock and landfills, a potent short-lived gas. And the third one is we have the nitrous oxide, or the primarily released from farming or fertilizer use, industries, and burning fossil fuels. And the last one is we have fluorinated gases, or the synthetic industrial gases that are small in amount but have a very powerful greenhouse effect.
Good day everyone, I'm Princess Miakuba. So for my topic for today is all about energy crisis. So energy crisis is a severe shortfall in the supply of energy sources like electricity, oil, gas, or coal that related to the demand from the region or the economy. So these are the example or factors of energy crisis. So number one is the overconsumption. Number two is the overpopulation. So overpopulation is very familiar to us. Then poor infrastructure and explored renewable energy options. And lastly is the delay of commissioning of power plant. So that it's for my part, and let's go forward to Ms. Roby Sabugaa.
And I am Ruby P. Sabuga, and I'm going to report about the possible solutions to the energy crisis. One of the possible solutions on the energy crisis is to move towards the more renewable energy. Number two is to buy energy efficient products. Buying energy efficient products would help you greatly on energy crisis. Number three is lightning control. Number four is easier grid access. This means that making it easier to the new energy to connect to the electricity, so people will get more power easily. Number five is energy simulation. This means that using computer or model so that we can predict how much energy people use to avoid shortages in the future. Number six is perform energy audit. This means that checking how energy is used in the place so that we can see it and also know where are the places who waste energy. And lastly, common stand on climate change. It is important to have a common stance on climate change because if all countries work together, they can reduce pollution and protect the planet. Number two is to create a better energy policies. Number three is to support clean and renewable energy. And number four, avoid conflicts and solve energy crisis together. In short, unity makes solutions stronger and effective. That's all for my part. Thank you so much for listening.